Up next here on Live at 5, we're live in Gloversville where a bird and a worker with a pellet gun are raising questions of safety in a local supermarket.
Also, a Rotterdam woman is tired of asking for help with flood relief, so she just drops her problem on the steps of Town Hall. And Albany says goodbye to its police chief. Plus a new drug to treat osteoporosis. Live at 5 is next.
This is News Channel 13, Live at 5.
Tonight's top story, a local supermarket has hired someone to shoot a bird in the store while people are shopping. Good evening, I'm Benita Zahn. In fact, they did that because there's been an ongoing problem.
We're talking about the Hannaford store on Route 30A actually in Gloversville. It's been getting fined hundreds of dollars for not getting rid of a starling, that's a bird, because it's a safety violation to have it flying around with all the food there.
Now, a Hannaford official tells us they tried many ways to get rid of the bird, but nothing worked. We're going to go now live to Antoinette Biordi. She's our newest member here at News Channel 13. Been following the story, the bird, the gun. Tell us what's going on, Antoinette.
Well, when Mitchell Blackwood and his 2-year-old son walked into Hannaford's, they never would have thought their lives would be in danger. Blackwood says a man pulled out a BB gun and started firing at some birds inside the store. He says he was scared for his life.
I have my 2-year-old son there, you know, seeing somebody with a gun, especially in the store, you know, I wouldn't think, yeah, they're shooting birds. I thought they were shooting somebody was going to get shot.
I've talked with representatives of Hannaford who admitted to me that it was a bad judgment call for the people to be in there during store hours. They assure me that it won't happen again.
Now, Fulton County sheriffs are investigating the incident. They say it was an irresponsible decision on behalf of Hannaford's to be shooting at the birds during the store hours. Now, as a result, if someone else does complain about this incident, there will be charges against Hannaford officials, possibly reckless endangerment. Reporting live in Gloversville, now back to you.
Antoinette, did they get the bird?
Actually, they did not get the bird. There's still one left inside, and they've tried many alternatives. They've even tried setting up a mirror inside the store and also bringing in another bird in a cage to possibly lure the bird from the grocery store into the other bird's cage.
It seems to me they may just have to close down the store for an hour or so, get the bird and be done with all this.
They are considering that at this time.
They are. Antoinette Biordi reporting live in Gloversville.
It's an amazing story. All this to get rid of one bird. After a look at your forecast, a Rotterdam woman brings all of her soggy leftovers from Tropical Storm Floyd. Where? Well, to the steps of Town Hall. And
Warrensburg's cracking down on garage sale vendors before the big sale starts. First, though, over to Howard Altschule with a first look at your forecast for tonight and tomorrow. Yeah, we can get a jump on the weekend, though.
That's right, Benita and John. Good evening, everybody. Fantastic weather outside right now after a high of 71 degrees. Right now, lots of sunshine, just a few clouds around. Later tonight, as the sun goes down, those clouds will fizzle out. We'll see the moon nicely visible down to 60 degrees. Sunset occurring 6:36 p.m. Wake-up time tomorrow morning, a chilly start, 45 degrees with some frost on the pumpkins in some locations, and will moderate back up to near 70 tomorrow. We'll have the rest of the 4-day forecast, which features a little bit of rain coming up in just a few minutes. Benita and John.
Thank you, Howie. The city of Albany said goodbye to their police chief, Kevin Tuffy, this afternoon. Mr. Tuffy announced about 2 weeks ago that he was leaving the force, saying it's time for him to move on. 29-year-old veteran John Nielsen will replace the outgoing chief, and the assistant chief, Bob Wolfgang, will be promoted to deputy chief. Wolfgang is also a 29-year veteran of the police force in Albany. Both will be sworn in Monday morning. By the way, there was a bit of controversy at this morning's ceremony. Bill Landon will have more on that coming up tonight, live at 6.
A frustrated taxpayer in Rotterdam left her calling card on the lawn of Town Hall today. Linda Testa says her home has flooded more times than she can count. In fact, she claims the water pours onto her property whenever an intersection uphill from her home, which is at Sunrise Boulevard and Bernard Street, floods. Despite her pleas, Testa says Town Hall hasn't helped her. So this morning, town officials arrived at work to find Testa's soggy belongings from the last flood strewn about on the lawn of Town Hall.
I have incurred enormous debts replacing and repairing all the damage that's been to my home. Now I have structural damage done to my foundation because it can only withstand so many floods.
Town Supervisor Joe Signer says despite the obvious violation, the dumping of the goods, they do not plan to fine Testa.
Well, what's touted as the world's largest garage sale is underway in Warrensburg right now, but some of the vendors there may have been breaking the law, trying to beat out the competition. Steve Scoville's been digging into this one. He joins us now live in the newsroom with more on the story. Hi, Steve.
Hi, John. You know, it all comes down to dollars in this case. When you've got something to sell, you want to sell it as soon as you can.
Push that.
This is a garage sale goer's dream. About 1,000 vendors from all over the Northeast setting up along the streets of Warrensburg for a busy weekend of dickering over prices and looking for bargains. What have you got there?
I have a set of rattlers for deer hunters. Yeah. They take these in the woods and they bang them together and it draws the buck in.
Vendors are drawing a lot of bucks in. They started selling at daybreak, and that was okay. But a few vendors had to be told not so fast a few days ago when they jumped the gun and started hawking their wares before the Friday start day. But Town Supervisor Geri Richards says that was only a minor problem.
The only thing is the people are setting up earlier and earlier every year. We want to make sure that we have control. They could start selling. We let them sell first thing this morning. We had vendors selling. We didn't do a thing about it.
Why would you want something like this?
Well, I like anything Sinclair. I just like Sinclair a lot. I like this can because it's, nowadays when you buy oil for your car, it's plastic. Well, this is metal. And this is 20, 25 years old, and I just think things like this are neat.
And just how much can a garage sale vendor make here when the population in Warren goes from 4,000 to 100,000 people for the weekend?
Well, you'd be surprised. Nickels and dimes and quarters and dollars, they all add up. I guess we probably average between $1,500 and $2,000 over a weekend.
John, this garage sale began in Warrensburg with 6 or 7 vendors over 20 years ago. It just might be the biggest in the world.
Well, anyone who's ever held a garage sale, Steve, knows part of the problem isn't just the vendors, but the folks who want to show up early and beat out the guy for the little oil can or whatever it is they're looking for. So, I mean, you must have had people showing up early as well.
Exactly. You know, people started showing up even last night. And, you know, the streets were crowded today. It's going to be 4 deep on the sidewalks tomorrow, they say, and it'll continue through Sunday.
I wish I could go. Thank you, Steve Scoville, live in the newsroom. Benita.
Fumes closed Philip Livingston Middle School in Albany this morning. Officials determined that the odor came from some epoxy glue that was used to repair the pipes leading to the swimming pool. Seems the pipes are right near the ventilation system, so the fumes were swept through the vents. One student was sent to the hospital complaining of vomiting and dizziness. Officials don't believe, though, the fumes are toxic, but they do have crews testing the air quality. They won't know if school will open on Monday or until late Sunday or early Monday morning, so we'll have to keep you posted.
We'll keep you posted. Well, what's being called a landmark decision on HMO reform tops our check of world and national news tonight.
The Illinois Supreme Court has ruled that patients may sue their HMO over alleged malpractice. The decision stems from the case of a Chicago woman who sued her HMO, claiming doctors failed to diagnose her cancer quickly enough. She has since died.
The state Supreme Court overruled a circuit court saying that the HMO can be held responsible in the case.
Rescue workers are clearing the rubble left by Mexico's strongest earthquake in 14 years. At least 18 people are now confirmed dead. The worst damage is in the southern state of Oaxaca, but it also rattled buildings in Mexico City, which is about 300 miles away. This quake was just as large as the ones that killed thousands in Turkey and Taiwan, but it did less damage because it was centered in sparsely populated areas.
Well, a movie is now in the works about a 5-year-old girl from Yuba City, California, who missed her late father, and it really is a touching story. Desiree Stutz, who is now 10, loved The Little Mermaid growing up. When her father died, she wrote a birthday note to her dad and attached it to a balloon so it would float to heaven. It took a detour to Mermaid Canada. The couple who found the balloon found Desiree. They gave her a Little Mermaid book and a card. They told Desiree her dad asked him to shop for him since there are no stores up there in heaven.
A Daytona Beach, Florida man's proving that one man's junk really is another man's treasure. When Hurricane Floyd swept through Daytona, it took almost 100 feet of the historic Main Street pier with it. Real estate investor Barry Abraham is selling square-inch pieces of the pier for $14.95 each, along with a certificate of authenticity. Yes, you have to have that. Really.
And somebody will buy it.
Oh, of course, he'll sell it all.
Well, Tropical Storm Floyd left a lot of damage behind here in New York State, and now folks are eligible now for financial help who weren't before. We'll tell you who at 5:18.
A world-class judo champ goes to high school right here in Albany. We're going to meet Gina Mattia in our Women in Sports report and in our health report, helping women who have osteoporosis avoid common pain and fractures.
Live, local, late breaking. with Benita Zahn and John Gray. This is News Channel 13, live at 5.
News Channel 13 is sponsored in part by Raymore and Flanagan Furniture. Quality brand names for less.
Coming up, News Channel 13 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Howard Altschule.
And welcome back. Bob's off this evening. Howie's in for him, and Howie wants you to know he's wearing his pumpkin-colored shirt.
Yes.
He's been showing it off all day for
That's pumpkin color?
I've gotten a lot of compliments on it, and yeah, it's
From who?
Well, some people in the TV station.
Because
here.
it's October, so.
It's October, getting closer to Halloween, so I'm very in the spirit.
Are you now?
There you go.
Looks more melon to me.
Melon, okay.
You know, Mr.
Well, these do have
Fashion.
two different colored eyes then again. So.
This is true. That could be.
You better get to the forecast.
Let's go to the forecast. I'm running out of time. Neighborhood Network, guys. We have a new visitor to our Neighborhood Network, Saratoga Springs City Schools. And this is up at the high school. And the junior high school, we have 67 degrees in Saratoga Springs right now. West-southwest breeze at 5 miles an hour. Humidity, 42%. Of course, no rainfall in the rain bucket as of yet, and there won't be by midnight. Let's go back to the maps right now. Albany reporting 67 degrees with a mixture of sunshine and clouds, northwest wind at 10 miles an hour. So it's a little bit breezy out there. And the dew point 46 degrees, nice and dry. Pressure 29.90 and rising. Rainfall for the month of September, again, the wettest, second wettest rainfall month ever. So the only other month that was wetter is 1869 here, and it's 8 inches above normal. Temperature department, we actually were 3.5 degrees above the normal as well, with your average temperature for the month of September, 64.8. Around the region, Albany County reporting 64 in Delmar, 62 in Selkirk, 59 in Westerlo, Bern checking in with 60 degrees, and Altamont up at the Orchards, 63 degrees as well. Around the rest of the northeast, we have clear skies for the most part earlier in the day, and then some clouds starting to move into the south and east. Basically fair weather clouds with a weak front. You can see the front moving through now, but another front back towards the Midwest will gradually move its way eastward, and that will spell some trouble in the form of some rain showers by Sunday night or Monday, the very latest, and we will see some pleasant weather until that happens. So it looks like a very good weekend overall. Your forecast for tonight, becoming clear and cold. Isolated frost. If you're in Herkimer or Hamilton counties, look for a good chance of some frost, and then some of the normally colder areas, some frost as well. So to play it safe, you might want to cover some of those garden vegetables. Tomorrow, we'll go ahead and see a mix of sun and clouds, 65 to 70. It'll be breezy once again, and next 4 days showing maybe a chance of a shower Sunday night. No washout by any means, but that might change for Monday. We're going to watch that, and then it cools down big time after that.
Tangerine.
Oh, that's the consensus? Tangerine.
We like it, though.
Thank you, my tangerine shirt.
I like it.
Thanks, Howie.
Let's check on the ride home now.
Geri Richards, who may be in tangerine or pumpkin, we don't know, has the latest from the Metro Traffic Center. What color are you wearing, Geri?
I prefer to call it candy corn. Thank you very much, Benita. Good afternoon, Benita. Hello, John, and good afternoon, everyone else. Very hectic on the area roads this afternoon. Let's go ahead and go to 787 right now. We're going to find a very slow go through the downtown Albany exits. Also, throughway eastbound looking very, very slow through exit 24 Toll Plaza. North. Big problem this afternoon. Northbound, we have reports of an accident right at exit 4 causing problems there. Also slow go anywhere between exit 4 and exit 8 this afternoon. You could be traveling about 40 miles an hour through here. Also right now we have reports of an accident on the Northway, rollover accident just past exit 16. For News Channel 13, I'm Geri Richards, actually in a sweatshirt, University of Oregon, thank you very much, in the Metro Traffic Center.
All right, Geri, thanks.
Thank you, Geri. Educators in Massachusetts will be getting training to identify young folks who are victims of domestic violence.
And more people in our area are now eligible for help in the wake of Tropical Storm Floyd. Those stories are up next in our Around the Region report.
Check out News Channel 13 online with MSNBC and NBCIN.
Welcome back. Massachusetts Governor Paul Cellucci is declaring October Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
He's also setting aside $1.3 million to help young victims of violence. Ed Dague has the story in our Around the Region report.
Thanks, Benita. I'm going to tell you how he's going to spend it. The money will include nearly $500,000 to train more than 2,000 child care workers on the effects of domestic violence on children's behavior. More than $200,000 then will be earmarked to combat domestic violence among adolescent victims by training school principals and teachers. That way, educators, they think, will be able to spot warning signs of domestic violence. More New York counties now eligible for federal disaster assistance for damage left behind by Tropical Storm Floyd. Residents and business owners in Albany, Greene, Rensselaer, Schenectady, Dutchess, and Ulster counties can now apply. The help could include disaster housing assistance, more likely, though, low-interest loans to replace or repair damaged property. There will be some grants for expenses not met by other programs. If you'd like more information, call the registration hotline, 1-800-462-9029. And inmates and workers at the Berkshire County House of Corrections are no longer allowed to smoke. There's a new no-smoking policy, went into effect today. Will prohibit anyone from lighting up anywhere on the prison grounds, indoors or outdoors, or even in the Sheriff's Department vehicles. The sheriff decided back in June to institute the ban, falling in line with many other Massachusetts state agencies. I wonder if they're going to give people some help in quitting smoking. We call it an addiction, and it really is. It's not easy.
No.
I'd be in a bad mood.
Saying come on in for 8 hours, but don't do it, yeah.
Right, or come on in for 30 days and don't do it.
There's no place to go hang out and do it.
You're
right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ed. You know, when it comes to world-class judo, there's a new kid on the block, and she goes to school right here in the Capital Region.
She's University at Albany sophomore Gina Mattia, who for years really didn't accomplish much of anything in the sport, but now, boy, she is the best in the country in her age group. Bob McNamara has more.
Gina Mattia, unknown in the sport a year ago, but now suddenly first in the 20 and under class at the Junior Nationals and silver medalist at the U.S. Open and ranked #1 in the USA. She is nothing short of a sensation, and since she started college at SUNY Albany, working under Coach Jim Herbeck at Schenectady's Judo America has helped her enormously, but she has also done much to help herself.
I started getting serious, started training harder, more often. I started working out at the gym, lifting weights, cross-training. I think that had a lot to do with it, too.
She's quick. She's very fast. She's very strong. We put her on a weight training program, and she's made some tremendous gains in the last few months, and that's manifested itself in her judo almost immediately.
You think that's the key right now?
No, good judo's still the key. Strength helps. Good judo wins.
Gina has a lot of dynamic throws, which like clean and hard and fast. She does have some speed. Gina's very smart. She's a smart player. She knows, she's got good feeling, which way to pull, just instincts, what to do when.
For all her success, Gina has really just begun. Miss Mattia has big plans.
I hope to go to the Olympics. That's my major goal. That's what everyone's goal is. Judo, that's the end of the road. That's the big show. Hopefully 2004.
Gina Mattia with a focus and drive to maybe bring it off. This is Bob McNamara, News Channel 13, with a national champion in Schenectady.
Boom.
Oh, she's got the look in her eye that she could go the distance.
You got to like hitting the ground if you want.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, before you get out the snow blower or any outdoor equipment for the fall, you'll want to hear about a recall of thousands of engines that could catch fire.
And that is up next in our health, and that's up next, and also in our health report. There we go. The FDA has just approved a drug to treat osteoporosis and help prevent fractures in women suffering from bone loss. Not a happy-sounding bell this Friday. Stocks began the new quarter on a low note. New economic data has hinted of an inflation risk that could prompt the Fed to raise interest rates when it meets next week. As you can see, the Dow closed down almost 64 points.
And locally, CVS and Time Warner were among the worst performers today. Other consumer news now, 118,000 gasoline engines used in outdoor equipment are being recalled tonight. That's because of a faulty shutoff valve on the engines. That could malfunction. Gasoline could leak from the engine fuel line. And of course, that poses a fire hazard. The recall affects mostly snowblowers here, but some post hole diggers and shredders. Some of the big names involved are Frigidaire, Gardenway, Snapper, Toro, and General Electric. These engines, manufactured by Tecumseh Products, were sold between June and September. You can check the label on the engine for the date of the manufacture. Look for the number between 9121 and 9233. The company will fix the problem for free. They're asking customers to give them a call at 1-888-271-4048. You can get this information on our website as well at WNYT.com.
A drug currently on the market to prevent osteoporosis has been approved by the FDA to treat bone loss in postmenopausal women, and that tops our check of healthy living tonight. Studies show that up to half of the women over the age of 50 will break a bone because of osteoporosis. After studying almost 8,000 women suffering from osteoporosis, researchers found that the drug Avista reduced their chances of suffering spinal fractures by about 50%. That means more freedom for women living with it.
They have chronic back pain. They can't find clothes that fit. They stop going out and being with friends. They're afraid to lift anything for fear of another fracture. And a drug such as Avista that can dramatically reduce the risk of such fractures is a wonderful new gift for women.
An infrequent but serious side effect of Avista is blood clots in the veins. There are some people who should not be taking Avista, so please talk to your doctor.
Some other health news making news tonight. The FDA just approved a procedure to help keep aortic aneurysms from rupturing. Details on that coming up live at 5:30.
And when Live at 5 returns, we'll tell you about the pizza chain that really wants its advertising to be out of this world.
This is a funny story. Pizza Hut has an out-of-this-world ad campaign.
The pizza chain is putting a huge ad on the side of an unmanned Russian rocket set to blast off in mid-November. Now, the logo will come off and burn up even before it reaches orbit. The pizza chain originally asked to burn a billboard onto the surface of the moon using lasers. They backed out when they learned the billboard would have to be the size of Texas in order for Earthlings to see it. And there was the issue of cost, hundreds of millions of dollars. This feat just costs half the price of a 30-second Super Bowl commercial. I mean, really.
Yeah, plus you'd ruin all that cheese. Yeah. I think we're done.
Yeah, I think so too. Big race for the Cure tomorrow.
Yes.
Walk for the Cure in the morning. Then the women's race 9:45, men's race at 10:30.
Will it be nice weather?
That's the question for Howie.
Looking good tomorrow morning, guys. And when you wake up tomorrow morning, a little chilly to start. 42 to 40 degrees, lots of sunshine, cool weather. It's going to be a great day tomorrow. And the next 4 days showing impressive weather as well. On Sunday, maybe just a chance of an outside shower. 58 degrees, and then it cools down from there. That's it for now. Live at 5:30 is next.